Now, 2019, so we've presented to Ben. He's given us feedback. So we go back now to taking care of our parents. Then I think it was either that week or the week later. I think it was that Sunday. My mom-in-law, Betty's mom, passed away.
What?
On a Sunday.
After you've gone after this Ben thing? What?
So she passes away. So now, of course, there is grief. Then now there is, you have to start making arrangements. So we start making arrangements. While we are making arrangements, see, my dad is still sick in TZ. So we are doing whatever we can. The beauty about TZ was he was receiving his treatment at the government hospital in Dar es Salaam. So there was no cost. The only thing was, like, his relatives on that side, like, used to then plan, and there it's best, like, you be there to feed your patient, because they don't want to eat at that point. So someone is there breakfast, someone is there lunch, someone is there dinner. So they used to panga how they go. So Betty's mom passes away. We start making the arrangements. It's not easy because at that point, Betty's dad is also sick, but we don't know what yet, and he doesn't want to start trying to figure out, because he's mourning his wife, and he's trying to also be strong for everyone and to facilitate the arrangements to bury her. So we make the arrangements, we bury her. So she died on 15th of September. Then now, my wife's birthday is 23rd. So you can't even say happy birthday.
Yeah.
Then we buried her on 29th September. So we buried her 29th September in Taveta. Then we leave, I think we left on that Sunday or Monday to come to Nairobi. Then I think that Tuesday or Wednesday, me, my bro, Hassan, and my mom get into a bus. Now we don't have the chums to go into drive. We get into a bus, go all the way to Dar es Salaam to see my dad. So we go, we see my dad. By this time, he had been released from hospital, so he was staying now with my auntie. So we go, we see my dad, we stay in Dar es Salaam. Then on Saturday morning, my bro and I get into a bus. This is now the next Saturday after that funeral. We get into a bus and we are coming back to Nairobi. So we leave my mom in TZ. The reason why we are coming back to Nairobi is another opportunity that I really needed the chums. The following Monday, I was due to leave Nairobi for Mombasa with Kavutha and Sanaipei because we had been appointed as judges for the UAP Old Mutual Amazing Voices show, and we were shooting in Mombasa. So we got onto the bus, me and my bro Hassan, to come to Nairobi. So the bus trip is long, because like it's from 6 a.m. By the time you get to the border huko, it's like 9-10 p.m. And then you still have to move from the border all the way to Nairobi. So we get into Nairobi, go through the passport control or whatever at the border, continue in the bus. Now we are heading to Nairobi. My mom calls. Of course, you can guess what the call was about.
Your dad has passed on.
Yeah. So now we're in the bus. You're like, you can't turn back. So now it's confusion. Let me tell you, I think me and my bro we went home. We didn't talk much. Like we both went, I think it was more of everyone get home and process and then we'll figure it out. But also there's my small sis who we have to break this news to.
Yeah.
So now I'm calling my sis. She's not picking. I don't want to tell my sis this news on phone. So I'm looking for her. So paka I got to a point where I started calling her pals. Then her pal called someone who was nearby, who lived near her. But now because of all this, my sis guessed what it was. So by the time my sis called me back, she was like, I can guess what you want to tell me. You know. So now this is 1 week after we buried my mom-in-law. Now my dad has passed on in TZ. My mom is in TZ also. So on Sunday, we are trying to figure out, do we bring him back to Nairobi? Then we bury him on this side? Or from Dar es Salaam, do we use that route and we go to Kea Mombasa and we bury him there in our farm? Or do we bury him in TZ? Because he has family there and he's Muslim.
Yes. So meaning this is 24 hours.
Yeah.
Because isn't that what the Muslim culture says?
Yeah. But let me just point it out. It's not okay. In Islam, there's things that we do because it was the practice of the Prophet. It's more of what we call sunnah. So it's not necessarily a command from God.
Okay,
so it's not a law, but it's you know the way in Christianity you say, what would Jesus do? That's exactly it.
Okay.
So because in those days that was how it was done, it's preferred that you do that here. And also it helps because of the processing, the healing and everything. Because you know, as a Muslim, you're just dressed in the white sheet. Like there's no clothes and like you're washed, there's a special wash, then you're dressed in the white sheet, and there's no
there's no casket,
you know. Yeah. So we were trying to figure out all that, but also we want to be there for the funeral. But now we are in Nairobi. Chums is not, because we have bills to pay.
And you've
we
got
just
a gig.
Finished.
You don't even have chums. There's a gig, which that must have been tough.
It was tough.
Your wife is mourning. You have no money. So the opportunity has a huge opportunity to make money and relieve you of some stress has come. And your father has passed on. You're the firstborn son.
So on that side,
your dad is in a different country.
On that side, now my mom and his relatives there decide that they'll call guys for, that was Saturday evening into night when it happened. So they say they'll have to have a meeting on Sunday to figure it out, because my mom insisted that my dad will not be buried without us being there. So now that's where you say, put this thing of 24 hours aside kidogo.
I get it.
We need to figure this out, because at that point we were still trying to figure out, do we bring him to Nairobi? Do we take him to Mombasa? So my mom, because at that point then my mom also understood the pressure we had. So my mom told me this, because I'd explained to her the UAP Old Mutual gig was such that on Monday we were to travel to Mombasa, then we record on Tuesday and Wednesday, then either Wednesday evening or Thursday morning we travel back to Nairobi, we rest on that Thursday,
and then go to SA.
No, we're not going to SA.
Okay.
Then we do Nairobi on Friday and Saturday. So Thursday was a rest day. So my mom engineered that the funeral would be on Thursday.
And in Nairobi?
No, now the decision was made that it would be in TZ. So what happened is, she managed to calm guys down huko and just tell them, these boys can only be here on Thursday. So that's when the funeral is. So I went and did UAP Old Mutual
In Costo.
in Costo. So we traveled Monday, we did Tuesday and Wednesday. Then on Thursday morning, we got the first flight out of Mombasa, and we had arranged such that my bro, his wife, and my wife would go to JKIA to catch the first flight Nairobi to Dar es Salaam. And now the flight that was coming in with from Mombasa was coming in just that morning. So I was coming in, checking out of this flight and checking into that. By good luck, I made it. So now the 4 of us plus Steve, Steve Kimani.
Yeah.
Steve Kimani now was the guy who was now holding it down for my bro.
Yeah.
So he just made sure that all arrangements were proper. Now for me, because again, story of Chums, I told my boy Ken. So my boy, of course, I told him about it. So he was like, so how are the arrangements going? Nini. I was struggling. I was trying to figure out these guys of UAP Old Mutual. Can I ask them for an advance of sorts? Nini. But they're producers from SA, so there's no way this money will come in quickly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
luckily, I'd gotten a deal ticket from KQ. But then now that was just for me. So my pal Ken asked me for my ticket details. Me, I didn't know why he asked me for them. I just gave him. I think I assumed he wanted to come. So then, after like an hour, he sent me Betty's ticket. So the boys had done something, I don't know. So we got a ticket for Betty. So now we went, me, Betty, my bro, his wife, and Steve. When we figured there, Steve had arranged. So, Babutale?
Yeah.
Babutale's bro came and picked us up from the airport, took us home for the funeral. So we went straight to my auntie's place, now where everyone was. We had the prayers, we buried him, then us guys came back.
What? And the next day you are at a gig again?
Yes.
Aye, bro, that was a hard year. That was a hard year. Hey, Paul, that was a crazy year.
Very, very, very crazy. Yani, I tell people, even if people talk about 2020 being a hard year because of COVID, my 2019 was nothing compared to like 2019 prepared me for 2020. 2020 was a breeze for me. Like I'm used to this now. Like it was tough, yes, but like compared to 2019, we'd been through the worst. Or so we thought. So